Good morning, y'all. Good morning, y'all. Live with Auntie this morning. Leaving the doctor's office. It's raining in Dallas, Texas. Amen. What they say? The Eagles didn't land. Amen. Oh, just like the game yesterday was just like life, y'all. Just when you think it's over. Just when you turn off the TV and turn on another channel. Amen. Because you're tired of looking at it. You don't want to see the team just keep losing. Amen. My son, he started watching a Disney Channel yesterday. Amen. This is Good Morning with ReRe. Amen. On this Monday morning, November 24th. Amen. Just when you think it's over. Just when you think it's over. The team's supposed to win, they winning. Amen. You're down 21 points. Didn't nobody think they were going to come back from that. I didn't. Amen. Like, oh, here we go. Cowboys. That kicker had missed, I believe he missed 2 field goals. Amen. 2 of them. Amen. Just when you think it's over. Just when you think that the Shayla done won, the other team done won. Amen. Something in the spirit. Amen. Got into that defense. Got into Dak. Dak just flew over them boys. Amen. He flew over them. Like he just had wings like an eagle. Amen. Yes, he did that. He flew over them boys. That's how life is, y'all. Just when you think, the other team done won, the other person done won, it's over. Ain't nothing else to be said. Might well go to sleep, start cooking, whatever. Then you wake up. Amen. Or we can say wake up, or we can say, and then God show up. Amen. And what some call a miracle happened. But it was somebody that didn't doubt. Somebody on that team, whether it was a fan, whoever, somebody went down. Somebody said, I don't care that it's 21-0. We gonna win this game. Amen. I do feel like in my spirit, that boy who passed away on November the 6th, same day I lost my friend, and my closest friend in life, 1996. She died on November 6th. I believe his spirit is with that team. I believe that there is another side. I don't care what people say about what. I think God judges our hearts. And we can't put nobody in heaven or hell, or we can't say it's over. It ain't over till God say it's over. Amen. And although I went to sleep, I gave up, I did. I said the game is over. My son said the game is over. But when I woke up, amen, I said, John, how much did they lose by? See, sometimes we already done made up in our mind that it's over. We already done told ourselves the story that it's over. And I asked my son, I said, how much did we lose by? And he went and got on his iPad. He said, Mama, we won. I said, we won. I said, now, boy, look again. There must have been a misunderstanding because we were still down when we went into the fourth quarter. So I said, John, go look at it again. There's a misunderstanding. But we're no misunderstanding. They won. And that same kicker who had missed in that game, he was the reason. He put us over with that 24. Amen. So Auntie ReRe want to tell y'all at the start of this week, don't count yourself out. Don't count. Don't let the game be over when it's over. And let's bring it into Skitlanta. Amen. I'm going to merge this on into Skitlanta. See, Amber kept on making all these comments, and a lot of fans made comments. But ReRe, I never faltered on it. I never thought Shayla was winning. I always thought in my heart, I'm like, okay, they building it up. Because sometimes the Eagles, they probably, the fans had probably already done bet, give my money. A lot of Eagles fans, they had already in their mind that we had lost. It was over with. Amen. Ain't no way the Cowboys gonna come back 0-21. Ain't no way. They ain't got no good defense. And then, you see how Dak flew over them boys like that? He flew over them boys like he just with wings, just flying through the air. Amen. You can't count out God. He might not come when you want to, but he always on time, baby. Whoa. He always on time. God is always right on time, right when you need it. Amen. Let me focus on this because it's raining out here and these folks don't know how to drive and it's a misunderstanding with my insurance right now. But anyway, y'all, he always on time. Everybody, oh, Shayla winning. Oh, Mom gave her that $50,000. Oh, she got this and that. Oh, Wayne ain't showing no karma. If I would have karma, ain't no karma. I'm sick of hearing Shayla ain't gonna get no karma. Shayla winning, just like I'm sick of Niners vibe. I don't want to hear Niners vibe no more. She got a Niners vibe. She got a Niners vibe with and tell everything go on in the house. You go be on TMZ, Wayne. You go be on the shade room, cause she tell all your business. She probably done told people about your mind parts and stuff, but I ain't gonna go into all that because I'm talking about the Lord right now. But it don't always come when we want it, y'all. It don't. I mean, you got a little misunderstanding up here. People can't drive in the rain. It's just blocked off. I have places to go and people to see. But I said all that to say, y'all, just like the Cowboys game last night, the Eagles, aka Shayla, she was winning. We sent it. We counted karma out. We was like, ain't nothing gonna happen to the good. It's over with. It's over with. That's what we kept saying to ourselves. But karma don't come when we want it. We don't always get the blessings when we want it. There's some things in my life that, oh Lord, I was discouraged. And I was like, Lord, I don't see myself out of this. And things ain't necessarily how I want them to be right now. But you gotta have faith. Faith is what wins games when you're down 21 points. Faith is that young man in Cleveland who only had a week to practice with his team. Amen. Primetime son. I don't know how to pronounce his name. But that boy came out and won the game. First to do it in over almost 30 years. And the coach didn't want to give him no credit. Amen. But who know who Primetime done told him who to look to? Look to the hills, which promotion come from God. That coach ain't got nothing to do with that boy future. Promotion come from God. Amen. Not from the coach, not from the owner. That boy wasn't playing for the coach. That boy wasn't playing for the Cleveland Browns. That boy was playing for God. Amen. And when you playing for God, you always go win. Cause promotion come from who? They ain't got to make him the lead quarterback. I heard it's another boy they got in mind that they really want to be the quarterback. But they don't know nothing about God. See, that boy ain't operating. Even if he wasn't operating, his dad is a praying man. Amen. He went to Colorado and turned things around. Everybody got on Colorado head. Don't even go. Don't even know how to spell college. But they got on some Colorado gear. Why? Cause of prime time. Amen. Sometimes winning the championship in man's eye, that's one thing. But how many of y'all know that God is in control of it all? Amen. Even when we die hard, so-called Cowboy fan, I still love Cowboy, DC 4L, shout out Cowboy for life. But last night, I went to sleep because it was 0-21. I said, ain't no hope. Amen. I went on live. Let me stop that. I went on live and I said, well, I'm just gonna get into the skits tonight. God don't operate like we operate, y'all. He don't work on our time clock. Amen. In fact, he works quicker. For 3 quarters, I'm stuck on the Cowboy. I came over here to talk about the skits a little bit, but God just put that in my spirit, so I gotta follow the lead. Even in my life, I got crazy faith this year. I've had people to doubt me out, and sometimes it's the people closer to you. I ain't gonna say no name. I'll say, what you doing that for? Ain't no money in that. You just wasting your time. Oh, and the devil will make it look like that they won. Oh, I was looking at the money dish. I was looking at all this. And then when they got time for the payout, they say, you got to go through AdSense. And it ain't made no sense. And I was feeling mighty bad, and I was feeling mighty low. But it's a reason God put it on hold. I don't know why. Amen. But in the course of this last week, still in progress, still ain't went through yet, still robbing Peter to pay Paul, and some people don't get paid at all. God said, keep pushing. And the numbers just started going. And building up, been now they solid as a rock. And I appreciate y'all. Each person say, Auntie ReRe ain't never came to your page, but you're funny to me. You made me laugh. Y'all, that's worth more than any amount of money. Even though I still want the money. But it's worth so much to my spirit, to my soul. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. When I talk to y'all like this, it's the spirit of my grandmother, my big mama, my grandma Essie, my auntie, my auntie Lucy. It's the spirit of my daddy my daddy was hilarious. You could not be around my father and not laugh. It's the spirit even of my son, who was my reason when I didn't have a reason, when I could have gave up, when I could have absolutely threw in the towel. A lot of people don't know what it feels to feel like no one in the world understands what you're going through and your loss. Like with that brother Neely on the Cowboys team who ended his life. I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to not want to be on earth, because you feel like, maybe things will be better for everybody. In his case, he had money. Y'all, we have to start loving each other more. We have to start understanding each other more. And I came over here to talk about Shayla and Delicia, but God just sent me here to be real. With a message say, don't give up. And don't worry about somebody who, if they done you wrong or whatever, and that's the hardest thing to do in this world. One of the hardest things to do in this world is to forgive. But you gotta do it. Because you can't get your blessing if you can't forgive. You got to forgive. You got to let it go. You got to keep moving. You got to keep pushing. And if you're wrong, you got to ask for forgiveness. My stepfather turned 80 on yesterday. And the most powerful thing he said, if you don't do nothing right, do people right. If you do people right, everything else gonna fall into place. Just do people right. Do the right thing. Amen. And don't give up. If you're in a season in your life, you're going into the fourth quarter and you're losing. Halftime is 0-21. You ain't practiced with the team but a week. Amen. Because they really don't want you to play. Amen. You get out there and you play for God. Because when you play for God, everything else it's going to fall into place. Everything else going to fall into place, y'all. Amen. That's all. That's it and that's all for ReRe this morning. I'm going to come back with the review because God took me somewhere else. The message this morning, keywords is don't give up. Don't give up. Now, Shayla, she need to give up. But in your life, don't give up. It ain't over till it's over. Amen and amen again. Whoever needed this message, when my message went all the way left, God is saying, don't give up. It is not over for you. It's not. You keep fighting, you keep struggling. If you gotta cry, cry. If you gotta wipe your nose because it's not coming out, do it. Get you some Kleenex. Don't get the cheap stuff because they're just gonna come through there if you get the cheap stuff. Cry, do whatever you gotta do. But don't quit. I don't care if it's your mama, if it's your dad, if it's your brother, if it's your sister. Let them laugh at your dreams. Let them laugh at you or one day being on stage, or one day being in a movie, or one day getting a check just for being silly, just for being on YouTube. Let them laugh at you. Amen. Because God, whose words matter? God or theirs? You believe in God and He'll take you wherever you need to go. Just have faith. Amen. And be you gonna make mistakes. I make mistakes every day, all the time. Sometimes you think thoughts you shouldn't think. Lord. Sometimes you might drink stuff you shouldn't drink. Good water. You're not perfect. But we know who is and who can make us perfect. Amen. Don't be out here judging people. People always want to judge you. I think a song from Sister, I think her name Vicky Winans. She said, I've been lied on, cheated, talked about, mistreated. I've been wrong, talked about, show as you're born. I've been up, down, almost to the ground. Long as I got King Jesus, if I ever leave this earth, I want y'all to sing that at my service. Long as I got him, I don't need nobody else. No mother, father, sister, brother. No doctor, lawyer, no preacher, teacher. Whoa, long as I got King Jesus, long as I got King Jesus, long as you got, you don't need nobody else. Now I say that some people get wrapped up in religion, get wrapped up in the Holy Spirit. Because that spirit, that's all you need. I'm not going to talk to y'all too long. I gotta focus now. It's raining, and I told you my insurance is a misunderstanding with my insurance. So I'll talk to y'all later, and y'all pray for me. And my hope is that everybody under the sound of my voice, and I want you to click, share, and subscribe, even though I ain't got on my lipstick and stuff, didn't need my eyebrows on, and my hair ain't done. You can click, share, and subscribe this. I want this to get to the multitudes. Amen. Because I pray it blesses somebody. Somebody who might be thinking about, it might be in their feelings. You know, put the house and dollars down. Amen. Put the chips down. Amen. I gained all my little weight, my little Wegovy weight. I call it the Wegovy weight. And I gained all my little Wegovy weight back. Amen. If you was on Wegovy and gained the weight back, put a W in the comments. Amen. If you one of them people when you get emotional that you eat a lot, put LBS in the comments for pounds that was added to your life. But today we just go laugh, we'll have a good time, and we just go love on one another. I love y'all, and ReRe out. I'll be back with the Shayla and review, but I had to get that out of my spirit. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.